Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, September 3rd, 7:48 a.m. Central Time. So a little late getting to my computer this morning. Just hit the gym and just was a little late getting going, but here we are. So I'm looking at everything fresh at the same time as we're walking through this together. So quick, kind of. Also, I'm on my new laptop, so I'm just super excited with that. But also having to log into everything, so that's been kind of annoying. And so just kind of looking at the indexes here. So we had that nice um, kind of sell off, or really the gap down, and then we fought back up. And so now going into today, looks like we are um, had a small little gap up from the close. I think that's what that looks like there. And we're eking up, which is good, holding up pretty well, holding up here on the ES. Nice little bounce off of these MAs on the Russell. Also, a nice little bounce off of the MAs on the Dow. So let's see what the morning brings there. Um, on intraday, usually when I'm looking at the cues, like you see this flush down, and the next candle kind of retest this breakdown area. So we're kind of doing that pre-market on the daily. So I'm just going to be watching to see how price behaves at this level that we closed at, this 23.43, because that's also kind of the breakdown level. Or no, this is current price opening. Well, anyways, this breakdown level here that I have my cursor on, I'll be watching that just to see what price does. Um, yeah, VIX had that nice spike, and we're kind of holding up. The dollar has reclaimed the MAs, so that's interesting. We reclaimed above, so let's see if we can stay above this level here, this 98. Put an alert there. I think that'll be interesting to watch. Treasury yields had that nice little gap up open. We're kind of hanging out. Um, Interesting on the yeah, and so you can see like on the XLT, so the actual ETF, we don't count all the pre-market action. And so we had a nice gap down, but then we closed near the highs. And so now we're pre-market, we're kind of closing that gap. And so it seems like this area here, this 255 is holding pretty well. It launched off of this one, then two, three, and then maybe here's a fourth one. So people are defending that. So that is just something to keep in mind there. Let's look at our mega cap tech stocks here. Okay. Chart still doing a weird thing on Apple. Okay. So it looks like we're gapping up here. I mean, Apple looked pretty strong. I mean, we had that small little gap down, just kind of maybe in sympathy with everything else, but now we're way up. It looks like we're gapping up. So that's interesting. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Microsoft. So interesting. Everything's kind of gapping up, but Microsoft is still in basically the mid of its daily candle yesterday. So definitely some relative weakness, I think, in Microsoft, which that's a big part of the cues, and so we'll just see how that plays out. But I guess like looking at Apple and looking at Microsoft, even though there's strength in Apple, kind of muted in Microsoft, so they might negate each other. Same thing with Amazon. Had the gap down. We're kind of at the highs, so it hasn't really tried to reclaim that gap yet. So we'll see. So we got two mega techs that are kind of neutral while Apple is strong. Um, where is Google? Google, what? What happened? Wow, is Google really gapping up that much? So Google's strong. We have to see what's happening with the news there. Um, Interesting. So you got Apple, you got Google, they're strong. Microsoft, Amazon, pretty muted. And then we have Meta, which kind of closed that gap. We're trying. It's definitely trying to get up there. Nvidia, I mean, this is the big one, and we're kind of haven't really reclaimed that dark pool level. So that's interesting. Tesla, oh, kind of breaking down a little bit more, but we are pushing back up the highs of yesterday. So let's see if we can reclaim. And the Qs are the Qs. We're basically closing that gap. So it's kind of mixed on the megatech caps. I mean, there's definitely strength in Google, Apple. Interesting with Nvidia and Meta and Microsoft and Amazon were kind of muted, or yeah, I mean mostly muted. So there's some strength with more of the big tech are kind of muted today. So yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with Apple and Google, but they're definitely gonna they're the ones that are trying to pull us up. So we'll see what happens there. So it's quite interesting. So before we look at the NQ charts, I just want to see, okay, for the options flow, for everything that is expiring today, what are people expecting? Just get everything. So it's more bullish on folks expiry today, which is good. And for all options that were purchased yesterday and expiring today, also bullish. So it looks like it's bullish, mostly bullish flow there. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. Dark pull levels on the Qs. So we have the one from Friday. Let's look if there was anything from Monday to today to worry about. So we got 565, 565 from the beginning of the week. You know, this is like $500 million. I mean, so 565, what is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, like 900. So almost a billion transacted there at this 565 level. So that's interesting for me. So we will look at 565 on our daily really quick. And 565. See if we show. Oh, hold on. Show label 1. Here we go. All right, so 565. So last week, let's say last Thursday, we had this. Oh, maybe this is not 577. This is supposed to be 572, if I recall. Oh, no, it's not. Well, we had this dark level. See, now I messed everything up here. Let's just look on last week, on Friday. $577. Yeah, $577 was the big level. $577. Interesting. Okay, we got $577 and $565. I guess this was mismarked. Yeah, or something's wrong with this indicator, perhaps. And I can't move this now. What's happening here? Sorry, I'm just fumbling with all this stuff. So this is showing 577 here, but that doesn't make any sense because this was on Friday, which is the 29th. No, 29th. Yeah, so I have to see what's going on with this indicator here, but I had this marked already, so I think this was that equivalent of the 577, 576 on Thursday the 28th, which is near the highs, Thursday the 28th. So, I mean, this is definitely it. I'll just have to double check what's going on with this indicator, which makes me kind of question this 565 now, which is not ideal. So let's just see what's going on with that. Dun, dun, dun. Today's the 3rd. So really on Tuesday, we had this 565, which was basically the close of Tuesday, right? So this is Wednesday, we got Tuesday. So what I'm going to do is move this here basically to the close more or less. So I'll double check, but so we know that there's some dark pools around here. Sync that globally. Yep, okay. So I'll have to double check this conversion indicator because it seems like it might be off. But near the highs of Thursday, we had some Thursday, we had some dark pool levels. So I'm going to keep that there. And then also near the close of Tuesday, we had some dark pull levels. And so that's definitely what I'm watching. So you see the dark pull level and we're pushing up. And so maybe, buyers are stepping in here. On Thursday at the highs, we had dark pull levels and then we had a nice sell off. So we have dark pull levels at the close of yesterday. Maybe it was market on close buys on the dark pulls, and we are pushing up now. So kind of makes me lean towards bullish bias this morning just based on that. Seems to be how things are transpiring with the dark levels. Like we'll never know which direction they're trading and if they're hedges or not, but I'm just watching price react after those levels are bought. And then I guess I will figure out what's happening with these NQ conversion indicator. I might just build my own with AI later, but we'll leave that alone for now. Okay, cool. So that's what things look like here on the daily. And then when we look at where we are here, we'll just look at pre-market really quickly. Nice green, but then everything's red on the top cues. Well, but for Google, it was showing that it was up. So I have to see what's going on with that. On my charts, because maybe that what I was looking at earlier wasn't actually the gap up, but yeah, what's happening here actually? I'm just curious. No, it is a gap up. Okay, cool. So maybe, yeah, this is probably just showing regular trading hours. So I have to see what's happening there. But I'll go back to NQ here. So electronic trading hours. So yeah, we had this dark pull level here, and you can kind of see, if they bought on the close, kind of went down and reclaimed earlier, and now up we go. I would love to see us come back down to this level for a buy. I mean, just nice little push up here, and then a nice breakdown here. We're going. And then I guess somebody put the level on. And then we broke out here. So I'd love to kind of come back to here and see if we hold for a longer. If we can't hold that and we break down, obviously it's a short. I think also, right here is also an interesting level for me to watch for potential short, but it's not something I'm not gonna short right away if it gets there. But I think I would look for shorts if it gets there and for some confirmation. But yeah, based on the dark pool level and just based on Apple and Google strength, maybe there's potential more upside before we fall over. Other mega techs are kind of neutral, so they're not, if they can come to life. And I think with Apple and Google leading, maybe there is more upside today. But let's see. Be open to both sides. But yeah, my plan is really watching this dark pool level, and then if we get up to here, maybe there's a short. But then, you could always be surprised. We could launch all the way back up to here, all the way back up to this key level. If we break below this, obviously anywhere down here would be good for a short. So I think that's pretty much what I have on my docket here. Today is the 3rd. We got job openings at 9. So that's something, we'll see what happens there. So that's a big deal. Trump's doing some stuff. And then we got employment numbers tomorrow and jobless claims. So a lot of stuff happening, which is good. And then let's see, GPT really quick. So we got Macy's, Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, these. I read a post somewhere that these are going to hold the market up this week, and so we'll just see how all these look. I guess I'll look into that. So that's fine. Here we go. So Alphabet antitrust ruling spared Google from severe remedies for antitrust case. So maybe that's why they're gapping up. Okay, cool. The tariffs, yeah, that's been a thing. I actually got hit by tariffs. Like I ordered something from Australia for like $40, and I ended up having to pay 140 additional dollars because of tariff once it got here, which is pretty ridiculous. So there you go. So this is probably what's pushing Google up. So that's interesting. Yeah, Dollar Tree, all that. Yeah, what's going on? What is going on with Apple? Now I'm just curious. So I like to play with the Super Grok and also GPT. I played with Claude as well, and I have this. I've been toying with building like a master, like AI agent thing for trading and like automated data inputs and all that. And so it's more of a hobby at this point. But I think one day I'll have something to share because I think it's a lot of opportunity there. What? Okay, so there's an event happening on the 9th. I don't know if there was like some tweet or something that's pushing us up. Okay. So I don't see anything crazy for Apple. I mean, it just might be what's happening there. A bunch of Fed stuff here in the news. Don't see anything with Apple. So yeah, I mean, I guess we will just kind of keep an eye on. But I think you have to be open to being bullish today. But if it breaks below this 23375, definitely we'll look for shorts. And if we get up to here and in previous day high and kind of fail, obviously there's shorts there as well. So let's just see what the morning brings. All right. Sorry for the ramble. Sorry for being late, but good luck. Thank you.